Today I'll be sharing my top 10 Pokemon cards in my collection. Signed cards from historic Pokemon figures. Y'all remember that trainer card? Yeah, the one that confuses your own Pokemon. That's a real person who was a real-life musician and dancer in Japan and wrote songs for Pokemon way back when. He's also been in the Pokemon TCG Game Boy game featuring his iconic costume with the ears, the same one he wore in 2019 at the Pokemon World Championships when I met him. He signed a card he illustrated himself. Yes, the first edition base set Porygon, personalized with my name, the date, and it was such an honor meeting a historic figure in Pokemon history. But I got more.
I'll start with Geodude, go!
Squirtle.
And soon all these Pokemon will be ours.
Next up, you heard his voice in several characters. That would be Eric Stewart, who signed this first edition Brock Trainer card. He also voiced Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! And James from Team Rocket. Yeah, iconic, has done so many voices. Part of my childhood, so nostalgic, and so I also had him sign this card and it was authenticated. Last but not least, I have Stort Zagnit.
It's also known as Electric Mouse. It's usually shy, but can sometimes have an electrifying personality.
He is the OG, the original voice of Professor Oak from the show. Personal friend of mine. He's even been in some of my videos before.
Hello there, and welcome to the top 10 rarest and most valuable Pokemon cards with Leonhart.
And I had him sign an original base set, not imposter, but the original Professor Oak base set card, and I got it authenticated as well. I have this sparkly thing that says, Happy Holidays from PBM Graphics. PBM Graphics used to print Pokemon cards for the Pokemon Company all the way up till, well, I think around the 2010s because they got bought out around 2008, but still was able to operate under the name PBM Graphics. This was handed to Pokemon employees and is a special type of card that if I can open it, it says, wishing you every happiness this holiday season and throughout the coming year from the PBM card team. All wrapped up with the bow, but there's a Pokemon on the other side. It's a Victini from the year 2010 to 2011 is when I believe this was actually made. I had the former managing editor for Pokemon USA, now known as the Pokemon Company International and Pokemon Company itself in Japan. He actually got this card way back when, and I purchased it from him in a video here on the channel from a couple of years ago at this point. But this specific wooden card of Victini was printed out and given only to Pokemon employees. That's what I'll be showing you today is some of the rarest items in the world, of course, but at the same time, items that also mean a lot to me, and I'll try to share as much as I can about the background of the items, like this big metal. It says Pokemon TCG Tropical Mega Battle from the year 2000. Very heavy. It's silver, which meant it got silver place, or excuse me, second place. Pokemon Tropical Mega Battles took place in Hawaii, which come full circle. Pokemon World Championships of this year, 2024, is going back to Hawaii. And this was actually the second time they held the Tropical Mega Battle event. The first one was in 1999. Essentially, it was kind of like the first Pokemon World Championships because it did have people from all around the world going to Hawaii to take place in a tournament that had pretty significant historical impact. There were actual Tropical Mega Battle cards as well, phone cards. This was the second place medal that you got. And I am very happy to have this type of more historical significant medal in my collection. It's not a card, but it's something that has a lot to do with the card game. Next up, we are starting at number 10. Number 10 is this. Now, off first glance, yes, it is a first edition Team Rocket Squirtle card, and yes, it is a PSA 10, so it's in nice shade, don't get me wrong, but what makes this specific Pokemon card special to me, and at number 10 out of all the cards and stuff that I have, is because of the meaning of it. Pokemon means so much to me, and whenever I see this card, it brings me back to the time of trading cards with my family, trading cards with my friends. Hopefully I had more than one back then, maybe not. At school, at around my neighborhood, on the bus, at the local pool that was around the neighborhood. I would always trade for this specific card no matter the condition. And while I have other condition ones of this card, and it may not be too valuable, to me it's very valuable because it brings back so many memories just by seeing this simple artwork. And Squirtle's my favorite Pokemon of all time. Never seen a full sheet of Pokemon cards that was never cut? Well, meet the KB Toy Store. Yeah, that one. Uncut sheet of Fossil holographic cards. We're talking about 110 Fossil holos all on one sheet. It is beautiful. Wizards of the Coast printed this thing in 1999, and the only way to have gotten it, other than being a Wizards of the Coast employee or maybe a Pokemon employee, was to actually win them at in-store tournaments at KB Toy Stores. But one of the rarest uncut sheets is this one. It has holographic Pokemon that I'm sure you recognize from all of those base set starter decks, including Mewtwo, Ninetales, Gyarados. But the most peculiar thing is the fact that it has one Jungle Clefable card and a Raichu base set holographic card. Why there was a Raichu, I have no idea, but I think the Jungle Clefable card was because it was to be included at pre-release jungle events. Number 9, this is a Skyridge booster box, but I have more items from Skyridge right here. What makes this so special to me is that this is my favorite set of all time, and I will tell you why. It came out in the year 2003, and it was the final year that Wizards of the Coast, it was the final year that they printed cards, so the illustrators had a lot more leeway to add more, I guess, story-ish elements to the cards, which presented a lot of opportunity. And of course, there were crystal Pokemon like Crystal Charizard that were in the set. And this is by far my favorite pack art. There is Crystal Ho-Oh, Bird is the Word as well. And I also have something from Skyridge right over here that I frankly just really have not seen a sealed display theme deck case like this for Skyridge in this shape. So I'm very, very happy to have it for my favorite set. Yes, Natu, how do you do? That's a saying I have. But in any case, has the theme decks. It's a very, very beautiful set, and I'm proud. Coming in at number 8 is the world's only copy of a CGC Perfect 10 of the Metal Charizard card from the set Celebrations. Not only is this set just historical, being it's the 25th anniversary in 2001 of Pokemon, but it's the fact that it has the old label of the grading company CGC, and it's a perfect 10. And they don't use this old label anymore. There's no more such thing as perfect 10s from CGC. So it has centering, surface, corners, edges, all 10s. This will be, I mean, unless they go back, which I don't think they will, this will be the only ever copy of a CGC Perfect 10 Metal Charizard, which are also just historically cards that when they would get graded by several companies, any of the companies, they could get damaged. This one thankfully did not get damaged getting it into the actual plastic itself. And just for transparency purposes, I'll be mentioning some values for this stuff. And while a lot of the stuff is pretty valuable, a lot of it just means so much to me. And these milestones, they mean a lot to me. And the community does just mean a lot to me. And a lot of these things are more symbolic for that. So I did purchase this for $15,000, whether it's actually worth that much now or not. I don't plan on selling it or anything, but just for honest transparency purposes. So glad to have this one in my collection. Coming in at number 7 is the entire classic classical collection from the same set, Celebrations, but the only difference is what you're seeing is an entire set of it sealed up in a plastic case and a plaque that says my name on it, Leonhart, from the Pokémon Company International itself. They sent these out as a thank you gift, not just to myself, but to many other creators out there. I believe in various niches as well, not just for the TCG, but again, very symbolic of the time of the set and of course my relationship with Pokemon itself, which I value it absolutely tremendously, even going back years and years ago when I originally reached out to them on LinkedIn, their marketing team, and then they had actually responded to myself, and we had a meeting from then on. My goal was to try to have a better relationship with the Pokemon Company itself and creators. They actually sat down with me, heard my ideas of collaborating, not just with myself, but creators in general. And at the time, it was a very more conservative type of relationship that Pokemon had. And from then on, that's essentially where the Pokemon Creator Program was born. And very, very just grateful for any of the opportunities that I do with Pokemon. And of course with y'all as well, and the plaque is very symbolic of that.
Did you know that 2 of the rarest Pokemon decks were never sold in stores? Well, in 1999, Wizards of the Coast made Trainer Deck A and Trainer Deck B. These were demo decks that they sent out to league events to help teach them how to play the Pokemon card game and to get a little sneak peek preview. The thing is, these were never sold, so they are extremely rare, but what's inside them makes them even more special. Trainer Deck A, or Brockstead, not coincidentally, has fighting type Pokemon that are from base set, but the coolest thing is the actual back of the cards are red, not like what you usually see with the blue backs of the cards. And the best card from the deck is a Machamp card that makes it extremely rare. It's also non-holographic at the same time. Trainer Deck B is Misty's deck, water Pokemon, and of course there is a non-holographic, yes, the only non-holo base set Blastoise is from Trainer Deck B. These are 2 sealed boxes of Trainer Deck A and B. Only a limited number of these were actually made. I don't think anyone actually really knows, but they go for tens of thousands of dollars. These are just so historic, I'm grateful to have them in my collection.
Next up is a card you may be familiar with.
No way.
Yes, it is the one and only first edition base set Charizard. Now, this is the one that I pulled back in May of 2020, already 4 years ago, got lost in the mail, and months later randomly showed up at the grading company PSA in California. While it did come back a 9, I was hoping for a 10, but I wouldn't, it's not an absolute perfect condition or anything. At this point, it was more of just the fact that I somehow got this card back, a card that means so much to me. Not just the fact that, yeah, it's a first edition base set Charizard. More importantly, I opened it from my first ever opening of a heavy first edition base set pack back in May of 2020. I wanted to do something very special when there was not much going on. It was before the massive big craze for Pokemon cards and things were kind of just no events, nothing going on. So I wanted to do something special for the community, put a lot on the line, but I opened up that heavy pack. It was the Charizard, went crazy. The video itself and everything went viral with the video. And then from then on, things just went absolutely crazy, as you know. So with it finally returning, this card in it, PSA 9 and all, is just magical to me. Brings back amazing memories and sad memories, but overall bittersweet because it did come back of the time of going into the pandemic and everything. So very special card to me. Coming in at number 5 is one of, I believe, just 2 copies of Pokemon flashcards that were ever made. These cards, yes, they do have backs of actual Pokemon cards, were also purchased from Michael Ryan, the former Wizards of the Coast senior editor and Pokemon Company USA managing editor from way back when. There's only allegedly one other set of these, because they do have questions. They were made to try to teach kids how to play, but even at something like this, they were finding trouble when they were testing it with kids back then. It was not really doing the best job of it, so it never made it past the cutting board. But these are the only, or at least this is, maybe the only set of these flashcards. I love this one almost mostly, because Pikachu attack. This is, and you can answer this, how many times can you attack each turn? These are just really special. I love historical items when the game was getting made, obviously made by Wizards of the Coast, like I said before. But there's just so much history with these items, of course, for the brand, the IP of Pokemon, and very, very special to have all of these, a complete set of it. The original prize card, love this one, Pikachu Retreat card. There are questions. If your active Pokemon's retreat costs 2 energy, how much and what kind of energy you get to discard to retreat and what does? It can be any energy, because it can be the colorless energy. And then there's the final trainer card. I don't know if these were actually in order or not, to be honest. Oh, maybe they are, but it is the complete set of the Pokemon flashcard prototype cards.
Next up are sealed Pokemon Employee Master Sets. Yeah, these are sets that don't even have the official boxes. Like this is the set Call of Legends. 193 cards per carton, and yes, I'll be opening it up to show you what's on the inside. Some of these are still sealed, not like this. This is a Diamond and Pearl complete master set. Reverses, everything. This is very special, and this is still sealed with a piece of tape. A Pokemon EX Delta Species complete set. Yes, the gold star is in here, except it's in Italian. I didn't even know they printed it in Italian back then, but they did, and this is a master set that they give out to, I guess, specific employees way back when these sets were printed out decades ago. We also have, and this is not all of them, but we have Black and White, that just came out, Black and White Noble Victories. This is the full set, it's still sealed, so I haven't opened that one. One of my favorites, Hard Gold, Soul Silver, a full set of it, still sealed. I don't know the conditions of the cards in those, but we'll see these other ones in a sec. And then we got the original Arceus base set. 204 cards allegedly on the inside, and there's the language of it. So you wanted to see one of these, what they look like? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this one, because I have opened it up before, but it's just really cool because it comes with the styrofoam and the cards itself. I think I may have some of them in sleeves over here. I just don't want to, damage them. Hold on. So none of the cards come in sleeves. I personally put some of the hits, but you can see they got warped. Just from, I mean, they're in great condition. It's just these level X cards like the Infernape in Torterra. They're just bent from over time, but it really doesn't matter because you can thankfully straighten out cards. Otherwise, and yeah, we got the reverses as well. Otherwise, these are in really, really nice shape. Like not much whitening. It really just depends on the cards and stuff like that. So we have Diamond and Pearl, we have Call of Legends. I think these are just so special because they are just so rare, and I'm grateful to have them part of my collection.
Coming in at number 4 are some of my absolute favorite items. That would be the Pokemon World Championships of 2023 that were held in Yokohama, Japan for the first time ever. These are the actual prize cards that the competitors won. And these cases are not official cases, actually made by a different company. And they have the type of theme for it, so I thought they looked great in this. The cards were actually graded. I did go to PSA. This one actually came back at PSA 9, the others PSA 10s, but much more important is the beautiful artwork on each of the cards. Now, one of the things about these cards is the fact that why are they special is because it was my first time going to Japan. This is a lot of people's favorite artwork, by the way, and you can let me know which one out of the three is your favorite. First time going to Japan, being able to get enriched in the culture, even though I was only there for a week and I would have preferred to stay longer. Such a special time, such a special tournament. And with it being the first time there, it was I had an amazing time getting to meet more people, players, other collectors in the community all the way around the world. That was so special to me, and that's what these mean to me. So while they are fairly valuable and because they're very rare in themselves, to me, they just are so gorgeous and one of my favorite items in my collection. Before we get to the next item, I'd like to know, what are your top items in your collection? What are some of your favorite items in your collection? Please comment in the comment section below. Coming in at number 3 is the Ishihara GX Pokemon card. This card was given out in 2017 at the Tennessee World Championships, the Pokemon World Championships. The president of Pokemon himself, Ishihara, he turned 60, and this card was created as a thanks, and he gave it out at a special type of night event with different other employees and people from the industry, and he gave it out for his birthday to different people. This was graded and came back an 8, so it's in great condition for just the card that was probably put in a wallet or a pocket. But the card itself, as you can see, has the ultimate abilities, prevent all effects of attacks. That's great, including damage, so it's impervious. And of course, 60 congratulations with the massive damage of 1,060. Really special card for a special person of President Ishihara. Did meet him at Pokemon World Championships in London, took a picture with him and the card, and then met him again in Japan and got his autograph in both times. Very special card of a very special person that helped create a magical world that is Pokemon. Coming in at 2 is the rarest box of Pokemon cards in the world. A first edition English box of base sets. If I said that in the correct order, a first edition base set box of Pokemon cards. I actually got this box, I think it was 2018, for $50,000. Obviously now, the prices at one point went to over $400,000, then have gone back down to around 250 to 300-ish thousand, depending on the condition, and the background of the box is always important, and I can't stress that enough. Thankfully, this box, because it's just so hard to tell if it's been resealed or not because of the clear wrapping. I got this box a long time ago, as I said, so I'm very happy to have this box, which I will not be opening up, but one which was actually opened up to verify that it was legit. This box was purchased, I think, in 2022, like 2 years ago now. It does have the tamper-proof stickers on it, basically just to show that it is. We weighed all the packs to make sure that they were all good, legit, everything was amazing, and resealed the box. That's just one of the ways that you can do it to assure that it is a legit box, but all the 36 packs are on the inside. So, very special to have the rarest boxes in Pokemon card history, part of my collection. Coming in at number 1 is, yes, you guessed it probably, my PSA 10 first edition base set Charizard, signed on the casing by the original illustrator of the Charizard card, Mitsuhiro Arita, as you can see right there. I got this signed, I think at this point it was like a 2017-ish Pokemon Regionals. When he signed it, it was the first time that he had ever signed a PSA 10 version of the card. So he was really kind of in shock and awe of the card itself. And, from then on, has signed tons of other ones, I believe, but of the Charizards, not just PSA 10, because I believe there's only around 124, if that's even legit, if people haven't broken them out of the casing, of copies of PSA 10. But this is a card that was supposed to have stopped me from wanting to buy other stuff for my collection when I originally bought it. And I'll tell you how much I bought it for, because Pokemon Go had just come out that time. I was still working as an attorney at the time. And the card was like Well, it was like around like the latter thousands at the time, like 5-ish thousand maybe, but it kept on going up every month that Pokemon Go came out that summer of 2016. And eventually I was like, I gotta just bite the bullet here, because it had gone up by like over $10,000. Purchased it on eBay for $18,000 in 2016. And obviously, as you know now, they're going for much more astronomical prices. Now, what's special about this specific Charizard, not just the fact that the slab is signed, which is very special, but the fact that this is one of the absolute best condition PSA 10 Charizards in the world. I actually had tried crossing it over to a Beckett Pristine 10. Video is on the channel. The little piece of paper said there was only one thing wrong, and I believe it was like something up here was like a little speck of white. Technically, I can probably try to resubmit it again if I really wanted to, but I haven't since because I love having the slab signature on it. And again, if you ever want to buy a high-level card of any type of grade, always, I can't stress enough to check the condition of the card itself. So very, very historical card, even though it's in the old PSA label, but it's one of the absolute strongest PSA 10s out there, and the culmination of my collection that clearly did not stop me from buying more collectibles. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in today. If you'd like to check out some openings, the video will be right above me. But again, please let me know in the comment section some of your favorite items in your collection. Stay awesome, stay positive, and I'll see you next time.